All right, ladies and gentlemen, we
We're
are
back.
back with Hinduism.
Ooh.
And this is the world's oldest religion. Very exciting. What country did it start in?
I'm guessing India?
India is correct.
All right.
All right, and this is different than the other religions we've studied because they are not monotheistic.
They are polytheistic, meaning a belief in many gods, or at least more than one god.
Okay, so let's get to it.
All right. Ooh, third largest religion. I did not realize that. 1 billion members, which is, I think astronomical when you're thinking of the size of a religion. Tracing back 4,000 years, and there's no real founder for the religion. I think it was groups, and they had written down songs and stories, and it eventually evolved into what we know of as Hinduism today.
Okay, and Hinduism allows people to have their own freedoms of the way that they practice the religion. So it's not you go to church and they tell you this way and this way and this way. So you kind of set up your own system, which is appealing to a lot of people.
Yeah, and like maybe what you value more, you can focus more of attention on.
And the Hindu sacred literature is known as the Vedas. Hindu beliefs, they believe in Dharma, which is the ultimate moral balance of all things.
Sounds like karma.
It does.
So keeping that balance, which will be related to karma, and that's a good example. If you make a promise, you must try to keep it.
So when I promise to play with my kids, I should actually do that?
Yes, you should. Yeah, don't just pop in front of the TV.
Yeah, TV's their friend.
Exactly.
Karma, the belief that a person experiences the effects of their actions, so it comes around.
Goes around.
Yeah, so
Yes.
if you do good things happen
Hopefully
to
good
you.
things will happen to you. Yes.
If you do bad things happen.
And this is an extension to what they believe in afterlife or reincarnation, that the good or bad you did may have an effect on your next life, perhaps.
Yeah. So Hindus believe in the idea that once you die, you come back. And if you lived a good life, you can go up to another level. And if you did bad, then you're going down.
Could be dropped.
A lot of you people will probably go down.
Ooh, do your homework. Good karma.
And so that is reincarnation, the samsara, the cycle of life, death, and rebirth.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's
didn't
all I had to
realize.
say.
We're losing our touch here.
Yeah.
So your status in the world depends on your reincarnation or that cycle. So again, having good karma, you may evolve from a lower status to maybe the next level up. Maybe not go so high to the top, but it is possible for somebody who's at the top to come back down. And eventually you will be purified. Yes.
And also, it's the idea that some people, you might meet them in different lifetimes.
Yes.
And so you can have different relationships. My mother could have been my brother in another lifetime.
Interesting.
You and I could have been connected.
Maybe we were. Maybe that's why we work so well together.
Maybe.
Yeah, you never know.
Moksha is like heaven for a Christian, and it's a state of changeless bliss, so you're very happy all the time.
I was just going to say, sounds like
Maloney.
a good place to be. Hey.
So if you live a life of religious devotion and have integrity and you do the right thing, then you can get there.
Sounds good. And like looking at this, the wheel of life, and so the reward is you're sort of in this cycle of reincarnation, and you're definitely going to be reincarnated. It's just a matter of how many times. So hopefully reaching this state of bliss will happen sooner rather than later.
And the
There
state
it
of
is.
perfect understanding is Nirvana.
Nirvana.
If you were
Rock
alive.
on.
If you were alive in the early 90s, this is Kurt Cobain from the band Nirvana, but you probably don't know that.
Look them up.
And that's the ultimate goal for one. And here are the Hindu gods. We have Brahma, the god of creation, Vishnu, the god of preservation, and Shiva, the god of destruction.
So these are the three main gods.
But there's actually thousands
I was
of
just
them.
going to say many Hindus believe in multiple, so thousands.
Okay, that's going to conclude our PowerPoint on
To Buddhism.
Hinduism.
All right, part 2 of our oldest religions, and here is Buddhism. And if you look at this lovely picture, do you know what that is by any chance?
It's Buddha.
Buddha, and the actual drawing is a mandala, and many Buddhists and maybe some Hindus will hang those in their like meditation images.
That's beautiful.
So, yeah, Very nice. Please, next slide.
All right.
All right, Prince Siddhartha Gautama. Now we're talking BC and originates in northeast India, Nepal, and he is a prince, and he is raised like a prince and eventually will become king. And there is a situation where his mother is sick and unfortunately passes away, and he feels conflicted because he had all of this money and he experienced all this suffering, and so he sets out on this journey to find out why people suffer. And so he goes and he lives this very, very strict life. It says, for 6 years, and he sits in meditation, and eventually, from what we talked about in Hinduism, finds that peace or nirvana. And so he became referred to as the Enlightened One, which is Buddha. That's what Buddha means, the Enlightened One. And he's technically not a god, but many Buddhists see him as a god. But he was really just a man.
Okay.
And these are his beliefs.
Well said.
Thank
And
you
many
very
people
much.
see the images of Buddha where he's bald and he's fat and he's sitting cross-legged, but he was not bald.
Nope.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, and he was not fat.
Exactly.
That's
Exhibit
just
A.
how he's portrayed.
Mr. Lubner's a good teacher, even though he's bald.
Yeah.
So in that process of finding peace, he comes up with these truths, and they sort of connect to each other. So there is suffering in life, and a lot of that suffering he felt was caused by desire, greed, and sort of those negatives. And when we talked about dharma, like in karma, the bad things. So the idea is to let go and try to eliminate the attachments you feel to your cell phone, to jewelry, to cars, whatever it is, and that is how you reach your nirvana or your complete peace. And then the way you do it is to follow that dharma, or going through life doing good.
Okay.
All right, you continue.
So there's I don't know anything.
Oh, come on.
So there is an eightfold path. If you follow this path, you can reach nirvana and escape this cycle of rebirth.
Mr. Lubner and I follow it every day.
Absolutely.
All of us.
And I think the next slide will get into it. So we
Yes.
have number one, the right understanding. So learn the Four Noble Truths. After that, you have right thoughts. You have a clear mind. You're free of hatred, which is tough for a lot of people to
Exactly.
do. But it's a necessary step to continue the process. The right speech. Do not lie. Do not gossip. And we don't see these things at Maloney. So
No,
I think
never.
you guys are on the right path.
Yeah, really difficult for high school students,
Right action. You do good. You do not harm or hurt. Difficult one for me.
especially animals too. So right livelihood, so make a living, and just doing it honestly. So there's no problem making money, there's no problem being rich, but you don't want to step on people in order to get to where you are. Putting in effort, so bad habits should be stopped, and good habits, so doing your homework every day, putting the phone away, paying attention in class. Right mindfulness, so just being aware that you have negative thoughts and trying to eliminate them. And then concentration, so maybe when you're having a particularly bad day, focus on the meditation, and hopefully by doing all of this your dharma will be good, and then you can avoid reincarnation and you will go straight to nirvana. Yeah, so that was one of, I think, the bigger differences between Hinduism and Buddhism, was Hindus believe that there's definitely going to be some sort of reincarnation, whereas in Buddhists believe you can't escape that cycle, or maybe not go through it at all if you follow your path.
All right.
All right.
Well, that concludes our 5 major religions.
And I feel like we're going to be doing good today.
All right. Thank you.
See ya.